Good evening, night, buenas noon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Oh, okay. Ready? Y'all ready? And let's turn this up. Inhale. 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 Hold it. Hold it. Now breathe. Exhale. Oh, yeah. Exhale. Let it out. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Y'all ready? Breathe in. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale the positivity. Exhale the negativity. That's one thing I'm going to talk about today. Negativity and positivity. Yo, on some realness. Positivity can transform your life. It can make life a lot more smoother to navigate. I don't ever want to use the term easier because I feel life is not meant to be easy. We're faced with different trials and tribulations, and we have to grow with those trials and tribulations. It makes us into stronger people. That nobody ever said life was going to be easy, but there are ways to help you maneuver through life a little bit more smoothly once you have an understanding of how the world works, which I don't feel like I will ever really understand it, but certain factors that can help improve your life. You know, I realize the more I read into a lot of things, how there's a connection between it all. Read history, certain things, how they happen. You'll go into the Bible, read certain things, how they happen. You go into the Quran, read certain things a certain way, and you start to realize a lot of the world is connected. I don't understand why we have all these arguments over these different religions, but that's for a whole nother discussion. That's a whole nother discussion. But one thing I realized is being in a positive environment can change tremendously. And now we're going to go into overall culture, but I'm going to also show you how the African American culture needs to see more of this. Society is broken in so many ways. We are always looking at the physical ways, though, like, oh, poor versus rich. But we're not also looking at the mental aspect of it, like superior, inferior. There's balances to everything. And we have to come to a realization that certain things are portrayed a certain way to condition us to be a certain way. We have a rather negative culture going on right now. And we don't realize a lot of the things that we expose ourselves to is actually what's pushing this culture to continue to go the way it's going. Not saying that there's no good to it. There's definitely good. You see people getting up, talking for their rights, standing up for the First Amendment right. You see people connecting all over the world, showing solidarity through the hardships that people are going through. You feel me? But we don't also realize how certain things that we do see, brethren dying on a daily, people committing suicide, things that are being shown in media that really burdens the soul. We don't realize how it takes a negative effect on us and how it causes a negative environment and atmosphere. So I always think about it like everything's related, like I said, like math. When you have a positive plus another positive, there's a definite chance the result's going to turn out positively. And that's how we got to look at it within our lives. If we put ourselves in a positive predicament around positive people in a positive space, we're going to get positive results. Now, if you have a positive and a negative, you add those together. Depending on how things are weighed, it could go either way. But in life, you always have an opportunity to take two negatives and turn it into a positive. You feel me? And that's what I'm getting at with understanding our culture and that we need a change in the culture. We need to see more positivity, more uplifting. There's so much negativity in the culture, and we don't realize how it's affecting us, affecting our mentalities. People are having anxiety just seeing police officers on the road. You feel me? It shouldn't be like that. Because at the end of the day, that officer is human. We see a lot of the negativity of what's going on, of a brethren getting shot, a girl playing video games with her nephew getting killed for checking her window. You know, we see a lot of that negativity and we don't realize how we're traumatized by it. Continue to push this negative culture, negative culture, negative culture. We see negative things. We start to react in negative ways. It shouldn't be like that. People are suffering from mental health, different types, depression, and it's all linked together. I feel to have a positive culture, you have a positive mindset. So if our mindsets are in the right place, we're going through all this, that means the culture needs a change. To have a positive culture, you have to have a positive mind. You feel me? And a lot of our culture is suffering on different levels. So what I notice is we're used to seeing the disrespect to our women. We're used to seeing the bias to being light skinned versus being dark skinned. We don't realize that we have the opportunity to actually shift our minds, shift our culture. The good thing about this internet is it's a powerful thing because there's so much knowledge out there. But despite how much knowledge there is, people still aren't going to utilize it properly. You feel me? We've sat back too long to not obtain this knowledge that we deserve as people to help us become better people, to help us be in a more positive atmosphere. Look, there's good to the internet and there's bad. We see it because all this stuff has always been happening. It's just now we have more exposure due to the internet. So it's causing a more traumatic type culture, a more, oh my God, I'm scared to say anything to her because it may turn into this type culture, not realizing that it's causing these mental health issues. It's causing these negative effects in the atmosphere. So what we have to do is start shifting the culture and get on a more positive mind state. We're not perfect. We're human. We're not meant to be perfect. We're born sinners. You feel me? We make mistakes every day. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to get out of this mindset of condemning people for not being like you, for not acting the same way you do. We have to push ourselves to really grow as a culture and bring a positive atmosphere. A simple quote in the morning can really make your whole day a lot better. This knowledge that we have to pass it down to our generations. Plant the seed. That's the least we can do, plant the seed. And where it grows, and as long as we continue to plant that seed in the right places, it could grow into something beautiful. Sometimes we don't even realize us ourselves that we could be a negative factor in a whole situation because we're so used to the negativity that when we get into a positive atmosphere, we don't realize that it's a positive atmosphere because we're so used to the negativity. So we bring our negativity there and we don't realize we're the ones negative within the social aspect, within the culture. And we've all been through it. We're all ignorant to some degree. It's life. But we can't condemn people. We have to let people heal from their past and bring more positive culture, uplift them, let them know like, hey, you made a mistake, but we could work on it by doing this, that, and the third. I think one of the problems we have here is we're quick to criticize, quick to criticize, quick to criticize, but we're never willing to put in the work to sit down and say, what do we have to do to at least plant the seed? Planting a seed's not really hard when you think about it, in comparison to actually having to grow it a certain way. You plant the seed, hey, it's there. It's dependent on how you teach people how to take care of the seed, how it will grow. We need a more positive environment, especially for the African American community, the African diaspora. I look, there's so many dialects out here. There's so many ways to say it. You can't tell me if I'm right or wrong because who knows? Simple one, right? Is it chakra or chakras? Yeah, depending on what part of the world you're at. Yeah, it's different. But anyway, that's the thing. We need to start pushing a more positive culture. We need to start doing things that's going to help build a positive foundation for not just us, but the youth, the new generations to come, the new millennials. Let them know that, hey, you don't have to be like that stereotype on TV. You could be a brilliant black man that enjoys science. You could be a geek and it's fine. You can be black and enjoy rock music, because hell, y'all know I do. If you don't know me right now, okay, real listener know I love rock. Not all types of rocks, but you throw Blink 182 on, I'm there. Linkin Park, oh yeah, yeah. Nickelback, listen, y'all just don't know. People don't realize those are positive factors to our culture as well. We're so versatile, we've got so much diversity going on, but we continue to stay within this negative culture. Now, it's one thing I always say with a little science involved. A real scientist has a hypothesis, and what does he do? He tests it once, he tests it twice, maybe three times. If it ain't working, what do? You conjure a new hypothesis. So, does it make sense, us as a people, to continue to live within this negative type culture, seeing what it's done before, seeing what it's done in the past, right? Why are we going to repeat the process again, knowing how it's going to go? We've watched this story all the time when this negative culture starts to evolve, what happens. And we've also seen stories of when a positive culture is pushed upon, what can happen. Black Wall Street is possible again. Don't let them fool you. We have to learn how to get along with one another. We have to know how to push a real neighborly type aspect. Love thy neighbor. See, I was saying something to somebody the other day, and it's in regards to the hood, right? We were talking about, oh, how the hood, it's meant to break you. People don't realize it, right? See, when you go to more of a more elite demographic type area, we'll say it like that, because who knows, you guys get offended by everything these days, but go to a more elite area, you notice something. Your neighbors know each other. And they know each other, what time they come in, all that. They bring food to each other and all that. It's called a neighborhood, a community. Where we live, it's a hood, because there's nothing neighborly about it. It's the hood. It's meant to be hardcore. It's meant to break you. It's meant to condition you a certain way, traumatize you a certain way. It's negative aspects of that culture that we need to change. What can we do in the hood to improve each other? Hey, how about you actually go next door to your neighbor and say, hey, how you doing, neighbor? My name is such and such. I don't really deal with people, but you're my neighbor. So, hey, and is that so hard? Why does it feel like just because somebody's staring at you, oh, you got a problem, bruh? Why do we go with that type of nature? We're not in sync with nature right now, you guys. The culture needs to change. We need more positivity within our culture. So, what I'm saying is, I've seen how Positivity can affect your life, improve your life, and change your life. And then when you continue to put yourself around positive people, how you all go up in so many ways. Because, like I said, a positive and another positive, most likely a positive result. But I also seen aspects of how negative people, hey, they could be in a foundation with positive people. And we'll get into the exchange of energies later down the line, how I've explained to it in little brief detail. The exchange of energies where you could be positive, things could be going good for you, everything's good, but then you decide to help that friend. Friends down on their feet, oh, you try to help them, they stay with you, they get a job, whatever. It looks like things are going okay, but then they're slowly rising up, but you notice, hey, stuff's starting to go down for me. Why am I doing this? Why does it seem like everything's getting harder and you're getting frustrated, you're getting stressed out? Yeah, we've all been through it. That's the exchange of energy, and we'll talk about that later. That's why I said, though, it's very important and crucial that you keep yourself within a positive environment. And the real point is the environment has to start at home for our culture. It really has to start at home to help navigate these newer generations. Because you gotta think of it this way, you go home to one thing, and a lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You know? People don't know what people have to go home to. And sometimes it's not the best situations for a lot of people. You'd be surprised what lives are being lived behind those doors when they get home in comparison to when they're out and about of school. But they're acting out a certain way. They seem distant, they seem far. Yeah, things start within the home. So, what we all, I believe, need to start really doing is bringing a more positive nature within our homes. Starting there. Hey, we want to build a community. We don't need a hood no more. Look what the hood's been doing to us. We need a community. We need a neighborhood where we act in neighborly ways, where I could actually go to the neighbor like, hey, can I borrow some sugar? I don't know if that ever really does happen. I was thinking about it the other day because I really did run out of I don't think it was sugar. I don't remember what I ran out of, but I'm like, do you think the neighbor would have this? And that's the thing. I don't deal with people much, but when my energy clicks with you, my energy clicks with you. And I do have a few actually neighbors where yo, I feel I could honestly knock on their door and say, hey, can I borrow some sugar? And they would do it. I don't know most people would say that these days within their neighborhoods. So, what I'm saying, we need to push for more positivity. Let's start at home. We need to bring our families back together. Relationships are not easy. Some of us jump into relationships because we don't know no better. We've seen what our parents go through and then we're just living the way they were doing it. Or some of us never had parents like that to really give us proper guidance. We all come from different backgrounds. So, what I believe we need to start is bringing a positive culture home. Um, you guys don't have to be in a relationship to bring a positive culture. You guys could still be separate and work well together. And this is where we all grow. We all have to talk about things, what's going on in the culture, what's causing our women to act out the way they're acting out towards our men, what's causing our men to not appreciate our women the way they are. You feel me? Remember, like I said, everything's a reaction and it's connected to something. Our women want to be appreciated by black men, but they see them going for the girls that are of a brighter complexion with these long exotic hair, depending on what you define as exotic, because I'm exotic and I'm in America, but people don't believe Americans exotic depending where you're from. So anyway, but that's the point. You see, now they feel lack of appreciation for how they look. They don't love themselves because they see their brethren don't want the girl with the natural hair. They don't want the girl with the dark skin. And then it plays off in both ways. How do brothers feel about a black woman? Because how was the black woman within their life presenting herself to them? I've always heard. Oh, I thought this thing stopped. I heard from a friend one time, and it hit me so deep the way he said it. This brother was full of intelligence, and he said it to me one day. He's like, if a black man doesn't appreciate a black woman, he most likely doesn't have respect for his mother. And I was like, whoa, 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 what? Is that true? Is it true? It hit me so deep because I thought about it. If a brother grows up in a home where he's living under a black female, a black woman, I'm sorry, how does her behavior reflect on him towards the way he feels about black women? You feel me? So, like I'm saying, there's so many sides to this that we don't even discuss, we don't even talk about. You feel me? Why do black women treat men the way they do? And not all. Remember, it's not general. We can't generalize it. But the certain percent we see, a marginalized percent, I don't ever want to use that word. It don't sound right. Sorry. A certain demographic of women, a certain population of women. Why are they having issues with their exes? Why are they always in trauma? Look, there's traumas to it just as well. So I want us to start building from the household. We need to start working on relationships. We need to start teaching our next generation, like, hey, you're a queen. We're going to prep you in this princess mode, but we're going to show you how a queen rolls. Hey, yo, little you, my brethren, you're a king. You're in prince mode right now. See, we need to Exactly. We need to apply principles for our kids just as well so they could see what they're able to become. But remember, we all learn from example. You check me? So, that's just a little real talk for now. There's so much to discuss on this, and I want to hear what y'all have to say because I can only fit in so much time these days. Future, we're gonna have a little bit more time. You feel me? Sister's busy though. Sister's busy. But I really want to talk about this. A positive culture can change so much, but we have to start from the root of the problem. And we have to start within the homes, see how the families are acting, little things that affect them that you don't even realize. Oh, we'll talk about the food stamps and the reason why you're only allowed to really get cool, well, at one point, cold food. It might be different now. Cold food, yeah, yeah, there's a reason. And then notice how the kids start reacting as well. Are your kids having problems within school? Are they having behavioral problems? There's a lot of things connected within, and there's so much deepness to these topics. But we'll talk about it soon. But here's what I could say: bless up to one another. You see a brethren, hey, raise a what's up, homie? Man, love, because we're all going through the struggle in some way, shape, and form. We're all going through it some way. You see a sister, ain't no reason to hate. What's up, sis? You having a good day? Cool, keep it moving. Isn't it crazy that I can't even give another sister a compliment without them taking offense to it because it's so rare to see in our culture. We should be able to be like, hey, sis, I like them shades. And no hate should be generated through it. Like I said, we have a lot more to talk about. So as we leave out today, I want to just say some kind words. Keep your heads up. Don't hold yourself back from your true potential. Know who you are as people and be proud of who you are as people. We've come a long way, a long way. And we have so much work that still needs to be done. But hey, I feel anything is possible. If you're with it, hey, you're with it. You want to change the culture, you want to better it, you want to keep it more positive, you want to see our kids transform into beautiful things. Well, I don't want to say it like that. Oh, that sounded so bad. Not beautiful things, beautiful people from the inside and not based off of a society standard of how they should look. You want to make our kids beautiful starting from within. Make them harmonize with nature. But like I said, that's for another conversation. We're gonna get into some deeper talks. But like I said, y'all keep y'all heads up. Remember, we're all one people, one nazion, all the way, one nation. No matter where you're at, Africa, America, Europe, Australia, we're all one. We're all united, and we're all going through some things, some way. And it's good for us to talk about these topics because at least you'll know, hey, there's other people going through it and feeling the way I'm feeling. So you know you're not alone within this struggle. But let's keep it positive. Keep your heads uplifted. Hey, hey, hey. Remember, positive mind, positive flow, positive vibes, positive environment, positive results. Positive husband, positive wife, positive kids, positive girlfriend, positive boyfriend, positive ex-girlfriend, positive ex-boyfriend. We gonna keep it positive. Alright, y'all? That's what it is. Change up the culture. Mad love, mad love. Oh, and as y'all already know, follow me on Son Nazion. Sontia Nazion. Okay, baby. Lady Mprez, lady underscore Mprez. Once again, you already know. I'm on everything. I don't think I gotta say it no more for y'all. Y'all know B-Stars, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know the rest. Mad love. Let's get into these topics. And yeah, it's not gonna be easy, but we gonna do it. Peace and buenas soon.